Tank. Tanks are heavily armored combat vehicles built to survive direct attacks while delivering powerful firepower. They first appeared during the First World War when armies needed a way to cross trenches and break through defensive lines. Modern tanks combine thick armor, massive cannons, and track mobility that allows them to move across mud, sand, and rough terrain. They are often used at the front of attacks because they can absorb damage while supporting infantry forces nearby. Armored Personnel Carrier. Armored personnel carriers, often called APCs, are designed to transport soldiers safely through dangerous areas. Unlike tanks, their main purpose is protection and mobility rather than direct combat. These vehicles became widely used during the Cold War as armies needed safer ways to move troops across active battlefields. APCs usually carry light weapons and enough space for an infantry squad, allowing soldiers to reach combat zones with reduced exposure to enemy fire. Infantry Fighting Vehicle. Infantry fighting vehicles, or IFVs, are similar to APCs but are built to fight alongside the troops they carry. They usually have stronger weapons, better armor, and more advanced combat systems. The idea behind the IFV was to give infantry units both transportation and direct battlefield support in a single vehicle. Because of this balance between mobility and firepower, IFVs became an important part of modern mechanized warfare. Self-propelled artillery. Self-propelled artillery vehicles are large mobile guns mounted on armored platforms. Traditional artillery once depended on separate trucks or crews to move heavy cannons, but self-propelled systems combined both into one machine. These vehicles can quickly fire powerful shells over long distances and then relocate before enemy forces respond. Their role is usually far behind the front lines, where they provide indirect fire support for advancing troops. Military truck. Military trucks are the backbone of army logistics. They transport food, fuel, ammunition, equipment, and soldiers across long distances in all kinds of terrain. While they are less famous than tanks or aircraft, armies depend on them every day to keep operations running. During wars, supply lines often decide whether an army can continue fighting, and military trucks are what keep those supply lines moving. Aircraft carrier. Aircraft carriers are massive naval ships that function as floating air bases. They carry fighter jets, helicopters, and support aircraft while allowing military forces to project power far from home territory. Before carriers became dominant, battleships controlled the seas through heavy naval guns. That changed during the Second World War when aircraft proved far more effective at striking distant targets. Today, aircraft carriers remain some of the most important and expensive military vehicles in the world. Destroyer. Destroyers are fast and heavily armed warships built to protect naval fleets from threats in the air, on the surface, and underwater. Early destroyers were created to defend against torpedo boats, but modern versions are far more advanced. They carry missiles, radar systems, and anti-submarine equipment capable of handling multiple threats at once. Because of their versatility, destroyers are commonly used to escort aircraft carriers and protect major naval operations. Submarine. Submarines are underwater military vessels designed for stealth and surprise attacks. Unlike surface ships, submarines can stay hidden beneath the ocean for long periods while tracking enemy movements or preparing attacks. They became especially feared during the World Wars because they could suddenly strike cargo ships or warships without warning. Modern submarines are equipped with advanced sonar systems, torpedoes, and sometimes nuclear missiles, making them a major part of naval strategy. Fighter jet. Fighter jets are high-speed military aircraft built mainly for air combat. Early fighter planes first appeared during the First World War, but modern jets are far more advanced, using radar systems, guided missiles, and stealth technology. Their main mission is to control the skies by defeating enemy aircraft and protecting friendly forces below. In many modern wars, gaining air superiority becomes one of the most important objectives, which is why fighter jets are considered essential military assets. Attack helicopter. Attack helicopters are heavily armed aircraft designed to support ground troops and destroy enemy vehicles or positions. Unlike jets, helicopters can hover, fly low, and maneuver through tight areas, making them effective in rough terrain or urban combat. They became especially important during the Vietnam War when armies needed flexible air support close to the battlefield. Modern attack helicopters carry machine guns, rockets, and guided missiles while remaining mobile enough to respond quickly during combat.